And a very good evening to all my viewers out there. We are here in the corner of Mullins and Arkansas Street, or Rue Mullins, Rue d'Arkansas, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I'll be the first to admit I am horrible at French. Trying to learn it slowly but surely. But anyways, right now, when I started this video, I was facing eastbound, which is this way, and westbound is this way over here. And the reason I'm doing this video is because one of my viewers had requested it. One of my viewers, Jane, and also I just wanted to get a good walk through the point here, Point St. Charles that is, and I thought this was one of the good streets to do that. And I just wanted to note as well, I'm going to be doing a video here during the night hours, but also doing one during the daytime as well, so that way, you know, you get a bit of both worlds. You know, I understand I do tend to film a little bit too much at night. It's really disproportionate. My nighttime videos can, you know, compared to my daytime ones, something I want to try to work on. But anyways, for now, this is a nighttime video. I'm going to be working east. We're going to be walking from here, Dargenson, and all the way to Wellington Street. We're going to hopefully see some buildings, some vehicles, library, and who knows what else, right? And actually, right as we begin our little tour, this vehicle right here, I actually filmed it before. It's actually a trailer. It's an environmental monitoring vehicle, SNC Lavalin. You can see there's a permit there or something. But anyway, this vehicle, what it does basically, it monitors the air. Of course, there's a construction site right here, the new Champlain Bridge, and that construction site extends all the way here. So this is one of those vehicles that I filmed a while back, and you know, here's a chance to see it again. And look at this, a bonus already. Nice little train coming. Yeah, we'll get a good view over here. Nothing like a nice nighttime freight train. Couple of CN locomotives, hard to see. Anyways, so this vehicle over here is actually, it's a smart car, obviously, and it's called Car2Go. It's, I believe, completely electric. One of the things that we have here in Montreal, exclusive to the city. Of course, they probably have car rental programs in other cities, but I'm not really sure, but I think that Car2Go one is exclusive to Montreal. So again, right now I'm on Mullins Street walking eastward, and you can hear the sound of a freight train beside me. Perfect way, you know, to coincide with the video. And over here is actually a moving company, I believe. And this building right here is one of the older buildings in the city. Obviously, at one time it probably was a factory of some sort or industrial building. Now some kind of, oh, I love that sound. Obviously some kind of moving company and storage facility in there. It's a PT Cruiser. And again, you know, this walk isn't too dark. We do have at least some lighting going on here. Again, I'm going to try to do a daytime version of this shortly. For sure, eventually. So there it is right there, that large building. And as we get further east, you'll see the lighting conditions improve dramatically. Hopefully the camera agrees with me. Be nice to pick up a little bit more light on this thing, and I'm actually wondering if there's a setting I can use to adjust the lighting on this thing to pick up more light. I'm gonna have to really study this camera someday. Like I said, eventually, you know, I do want to invest in a proper camera. There's a Bell utility vehicle. And you can see a little bit brighter here. There's that storage yard for that moving company. You can see kind of in the distance the skyline of Montreal as we face north right now. And of course, the big announcement came today about the blue line of the Montreal Metro. It's officially going to be extended east, 5 stations. And you know, I was expecting a little bit more details, you know, station names, exact locations, and they seem pretty vague about it. So I don't know what's going on there. Here's the IGA grocery store. And now we get to Charlevoix, Mullins and Charlevoix. So I'll just pause the video as we wait for the light to change, save some memory and some battery. Alright, so now we've crossed Wellington, Charlevoix Street. And interesting enough, Wellington Street's actually down there in the distance. But because of the shape of the streets, if we keep walking this way, we'll also get to Wellington. Because Wellington's kind of on a curvature shape. And what I'll do is I'll cut through the park here. Not in the park, but actually on the side of the park, so you can see a better view of the buildings and whatnot. There's a tanning salon or something in there. Beauty parlor. Maximum 30, that's the speed limits on most of these streets, residential streets in Montreal. And a lot of these buildings, like I said, they're very old. Here's something interesting somewhat. If you remember, I did a video a while back about these trees in this park, that ash beetle. Well, if you ever see these rings, it means they're going to be cutting a tree down, and this one was cut down. There's a view of that wood pattern. Yeah. And on Mount Royal, when I was there the other day making my video, saw a lot of trees that had been cut down or were in the process of getting cut down. But, you know, that's nature, right? That's nature brought about that beetle. Probably influenced a bit by human behavior. That ash borer beetle. Yeah, a lot of these trees are very old. Possibly hundreds of years old, at least decades old. Again, really traditional apartment buildings in this sector. As we get down, it's more schools and commercial buildings mixed in with the residential buildings. There's another train. You can hear it, but you can't see it. I love how that flash just lights up those street signs. And these are compost bins. Don't know how well that program works, but basically you put your organic scraps in there, and basically they use it for compost and different things. This is, I believe, Island Street. Can't see any street signs. No, this is actually Ropery Street that I just passed. And here, by the way, is an old hockey rink that was here until recently, I guess because of the spring season. They took it down, and that building over there in the distance is St. Columba House. I think they have a day camp there. Remember when I was a kid, I used to go there. So now we're working our way further east, and we're going to be coming up to a library shortly. Montreal Municipal Library for this sector. And also the arena is coming up as well. Yep. Not too cold tonight. Warmer than it has been the last few days. It's actually a good night to be filming. Yeah, so this here obviously is a shack. A skating rink shack. As we continue east. You know, I've lived here quite a while and I still don't know all the streets by heart. A lot I do, a lot I don't. This is Hibernia coming up, I believe. And this here is actually, like I said, it's a library. But it used to be a fire hall. And what they use now as the elevator shaft was actually the fire hose shaft, I believe, at one point. Again, nighttime videos are hard to see details, but it's actually a nice old elevator in here. I want to film one day. Get a quick video here. Yeah, look at that old elevator in there. Beautiful. I'd love to get a video of that one day. Yeah, so anyway, this is the library in here. Children's section. Also one of the places I used to visit in my youth. Time flies, I tell you that. And you'll see here as we get to the front here, this is of course Hibernia that we're going on now. Hibernia, Mullins in Hibernia. There's the arena. And if you look here, you could see where the doors actually used to be on this fire station. Or former fire station. Right there you could see. Used to be the doors. And up there, I guess it's now like a meeting hall or whatnot. Just go over here to show you another view of that arena. The St. Charles Recreation Center. I know it's this thing over here, some kind of interactive thing. The Shearer family. Yeah, well, that's historical little things that you see in your walks. So again, this is Hibernia. This is facing to the south. And we continue our walk to the east. And now we're going to come up to a schoolyard, I believe. And those flashing lights in the distance there are where we're going to conclude our walk, which is Wellington. It's a CN maintenance truck on those tracks of some sort. Yeah, so this is, I believe, the swimming pool in this area right here. So now things are getting a little bit better in terms of lighting. As we work our way east, quickly pan to the west again. Keep you orientated. Not really a wind tonight, so didn't matter if I went eastward or westward. Yep. So now we're coming up to, it's a street, but it's also used as a schoolyard as well. As we continue our little trek in the Mullins. Obviously there's a park there. I guess they incorporated that into the schoolyard. Well, I just realized that I I missed a little chunk there. I thought I had hit the play button, the record button, but I didn't. But anyway, I was just saying that this is a schoolyard. They incorporated this park into the schoolyard, I see. I really thought I was recording there, but I missed maybe a couple of seconds. Nothing major, hopefully. And as I said, we're slowly working our way down to Wellington. Or we'll be catching the 61 bus. There's a school there. Old school, French school, I believe. And these are newer condos slash apartment complexes. And one of the things about this neighborhood, let me tell you, it's always been a working class neighborhood. It's always been a neighborhood where I think it was one of the poorer neighborhoods in Canada. And, you know, I'm not going to hide the fact that I did not grow up well off. You know, I, like a lot of others out there, grew up with the minimum, because it's just the way it is. You know, living in Point St. Charles was, you know, it was a decent life, but, you know, at least, you know, there's always worse out there. But my point is that this neighborhood recently has undergone this transformation. We're having a lot of wealthier people moving in that don't exactly understand the neighborhood, and I'm seeing, you know, poor people being kind of forced out of their area. You're hearing about rents going up, and, you know, old buildings being torn down for condominiums. And, you know, you're slowly seeing, I think the word is gentrification in the neighborhood being played out. And also in Saint Henri, Verdun. And, you know, the thing is, it's good to see the neighborhoods getting improved in terms of, you know, businesses and stuff. But, you know, people that don't have the opportunities to work or whatever, or, you know, disabilities, or, you know, whatever the situation may be, pensions, a lot of these people that are paying rents, you know, or living in these neighborhoods are not exactly having their life improve. And this is Mullins and Scherrer Street, I believe, Scherrer. And yeah, so back to the apartment buildings. And slowly we're almost at Wellington. But anyway, my point is, you know, these neighborhoods, you know, you wonder, they leave the poor people behind. That's my opinion. And you heard on the news about in St. Henry, where you have, you know, these protests going on and stuff. And it's not so much, I think, that people are opposed to better neighborhoods. I think it's the fact that, like I said, I don't want to lump everyone together, but the people that are coming into these neighborhoods, you know, it's not really their fault, but they're kind of ignorant to, you know, the people that were here first. But, you know, that's how life is, I guess. And I'm just wondering where all the people that are, you know, impoverished. I thankfully, I never lived in poverty, but I was never really in poverty, but I definitely was never well off, and I'm just wondering, you know, where all these people that are in poverty are going to go. Thankfully, me, I have a job, I have a full-time job. Eventually I want to go back to school and, you know, get a better job. Of course, like every other human being wants to better themselves. But a lot of people don't have those opportunities. So, anywho, we're almost on Wellington. This is Sucre Street, or Sugary Street, if you want to call it that. And I think this street was named after a sugar refinery that was just down the street from here. And these red lights, by the way, mean there's a fire station around here. And indeed there is, as I pan to the north. It's Fire Station 15 in the distance. And there's Wellington Street down there, but Wellington Street's going to curve this way, and it goes down there. And there's the General Electric building in the distance, which I really want to get an elevator video of eventually. But anyways, yeah, so we're almost done our walk here. As we continue, one more block to go. These are our recycling boxes. Yep. Always got to keep an eye out around your back, behind your backs, make sure no one's coming, especially after I had my phone stolen about 4 years ago, I believe it was now, 3 years ago, before my YouTube channel. I was near Guy Concordia. Yeah, so here's Wellington Street straight ahead. Some more apartment buildings. And we're going to conclude our walk in about less than a minute, I'd say. And here's Wellington Street. There's an old, for all you vehicle lovers, an old, is that a Cadillac? Probably. I look at this weird vehicle. It's actually a crane, because this is a shipping container facility here. Raymont, I believe, Raymont. Yep. So here we are in Wellington, so that pretty much concludes our walk, and you can see the, in the distance, if you look carefully, the 5 Roses sign flashing. So it gives you an idea, if you're familiar with that, kind of gives you an idea where you are. There's a motorbike shop. Alright, so here we are, we've concluded our walk on Wellington, and hope you all enjoyed that video. Again, I'll try to do a daytime version eventually. But for now, I wish all my viewers a very good night. Oh yeah, by the way, the AMT rail yard is just that way. The new one here in the point. So anyways, have a good night all, and see y'all soon.